I can't say I always wanted to be, but I had a general idea that I was always intrigued by the field because I never had a guidance counselor. I had a guidance counselor technically, but I really never saw the gentleman when I was at school. And I felt like when I was going through middle school and high school, it would have been it would have been more beneficial if I had one that was hands-on and helped me. I was a very good student, but I felt I needed help with direction in terms of like a career.
How long have you been a guidance counselor?
I've been about close to 25 years of public school, about 21 to 22, and I worked for private agencies prior. So I worked with adults, special ed adults, before I worked with kids. I studied at Manhattan College, and I studied at Herbert Lehman in the Bronx. So when I went to college, I was a double major. I was a fine arts major, and I was a psychology major. And I went up going for my master's in education, in guidance. But I was in the design field for a number of years, so it was a change in career for me.
How does your career inspire you?
Well, I think first of all, working with the kids is great because their energy and just having a nice rapport with them and just feeling connected to them makes me feel good. It reminds me of my childhood. At the same time, I realize when I'm working with kids how different things are now for kids than when I was a kid. I also feel like my coworkers inspire me because a lot of them are very talented. Because it's not just about academics too, it's about the social emotional piece. When you get a student who is really struggling with some issues and you're really able to help them, and actually you're not doing it for them, you're just giving them the tools so that they can pave the way for themselves and feel better about everything. And when you see that going on, it's a great feeling. In fact, a lot of times when I help a student like one year and then the following year, I see them in the hallways and they don't even acknowledge me, it doesn't bother me personally. I'm kind of happy because it tells me that that kid is very confident.
Do you have any hobbies outside of school?
I do. My house is one of my biggest hobbies. It's an non-ending project. It's always going on. I love it. I love what it gives me. And it's very countrified where I live, a lot of animals. It's an old house, it's 100 years old, and it requires a lot of work, but I like it. I like doing it. I like working on homes. I was always flipping homes even before it became popular on TV, on HGTV. Just like working with my students, I like to see progress going on at my house. I am thinking about what to do as I get closer to retirement, and I don't know, I might want to still do counseling, so I don't know if I would do that. And take care. I've always been interested in taking care of animals. Maybe do volunteer work at shelters or do something else that could help animals. Because a lot of them, throughout this country, there's a lot of negligence and a lot of abuse. And I just feel that there's an overpopulation of animals too.